So let's discuss about a very important geographical phenomena. Maybe if you are North Indian resident, you are observing this fog-like condition. And definitely during fog-like condition, the visibility gets reduced and there is the cold of the ground surface as well as the nearby air. So what is this fog and how and why this condition gets formed? There are various factors and today we are going to cover in a detailed way. So you can link it with the GS paper 1 and that's very interesting topic and definitely try to experiment it, try to observe it. Go outside and then observe the fog and try to relate the concepts that we are discussing here. So first of all, what you have to understand that this fog like condition is just specifically during the period when the temperature is very low. So tell me, when the temperature is low, during summer or during winter? Yes, you are right, during winter. So during winter when the temperature is low, what happens? The moisture which is present near the ground starts condensing, because in condensation there is the loss of energy, and because of that the condensation starts and there will be like accumulation of the moistures to nearby each and every droplets of the moisture. Like we have this picture, this is the picture of fog. And what is this? This is like condensed form of water vapor or the moisture. And that's why if there is more condensation, like we have the clouds in the sky, so we have the reduced visibility, and that's why it can impact the transportation services. And apart from that, if there are pollution, there are particulate matters involved in the area, so you will be facing the condition of a smog. And when you get this smog into the lungs via respiration, okay, by taking oxygen from the atmosphere, so it can cause the lung problem, health issue and many more things. So maybe you have understood the basic thing. So fog is basically near surface cloud that is the condensed moisture that occurs mostly in winter, because in winter temperature is very less, and because of less temperature the condition of condensation is easily available. So in the summer we have the condensation but in the upper sky, but in the winter we have the condensation at the ground level. That is the basic thing you need to understand. And tell me, why in summer there is condensation but in the upper atmosphere? It's because that you may have understood about normal lapse rate, as with increase in the altitude or the height there is decrease in temperature. So that's why in the above sky there is also decrease in temperature, and whenever there is decrease in temperature condensation occurs. And in winter we have already decreased temperature, so the moisture gets condensed, and whenever there is a huge moisture availability there will be excess fog like condition. So that is the basic thing, basic concepts you may have understood definitely. So fog is nothing but a thick cloud but very close to the ground surface or the earth surface, and it also called as temperature inversion phenomena. So tell me, what is this temperature inversion phenomena? Okay, just a easy concept, it is also mentioned in NCERT. Maybe if you have read it you can definitely decode it and try to tell me in the chat box. Okay, so we will be coming to the various factors, but as we all know, in the North Indian belt currently we have the severe winter, and because of that there is reduced visibility, there is huge cold, and we have like less visibility in terms of that sunlight is also not reaching the ground. Okay, so maybe you are observing that many a days there is no availability of the sunlight. It's all because of the dense fog. Okay, so that is one thing. So let's understand the factors, but before that, what is the process we need to understand. So we have a map for you. So during winter, try to observe, try to link. First of all, during winter, there will be like cooling of the ground. Why there is more cooling of the ground? Because there is lack of sunlight. Because in winter, the sun is shifted towards southern hemisphere. Okay, so definitely there is lack of sunlight, and there is more night than the day. One thing is another concept. Okay, so because of that, there is a release of heat more than the consumption of heat. So that's why the ground, the surface gets cooled down very easily, and it also cools down the nearby air which is present above the ground. And because of that, the moisture which is present above the ground also gets cooled down and also gets condensed, and because of that, the near ground cloud gets formed that we call it as fog. So the moisture in that lowest layer of air condensed to form the water droplets. So that is the basic thing, basic phenomena. Hope you understood. Okay. And moisture can come from western disturbances as well. Moisture can come from the winds brought from the Arabian Sea or other location. So moisture source can be anything. But the main thing is the lowering of the temperature, and because of that, the condensation starts near the ground. So hope you understood. Now we are coming to the factors responsible for the fog. So first of all, the low temperature is very required. That's why in summer you are not able to see fog like condition. You may see the clouds, but in the higher atmospheric level, not at the ground level. Why? Because temperature in the summer is very high, but in winter the temperature is low, and it is very low at the ground surface. So that is one and very important factor. Then there is moisture availability. As you all know, the fog is nothing but moisture, the water droplets. And when there is low temperature, these moistures starts condensing, and that's why we have foggy conditions. So this is very important. Higher the moisture content, more will be the foggy conditions. Then there is moisture coming from Arabian Sea, if it is the case of India and the nearby country. Okay, so moisture can come from Arabian Sea via winds. And one important thing is like we should have low wind speed. Why? Because if there is higher wind speed, the foggy condition may get dissipated, may get removed. Okay, because wind always try to clear the air. Okay, so suppose there is foggy condition and wind comes, so it will take out this foggy condition to different location, and it will get dissipated. So that is one thing. Low wind speed is very important, and there is a need of plenty of aerosols. What is this plenty of aerosol? This is basically the particles in the air. Okay, the particulate matter as well. So it acts as condensation nuclei around which these moisture droplets resides and condense. So this is also very important condition. And the next is western disturbances. It is actually related to the Indian scenario. So we are talking various factors with respect to India, and if it related to another country, maybe the western disturbances will not be included. Okay, because what happens in the western disturbance, the moistures from the Mediterranean Sea, that time the Mediterranean Sea is warmer. Okay, so the moisture, because of the warming conditions, gets rise in the air, and because of the like geostrophic wind or the upper atmospheric wind, these moisture starts coming towards India via Caspian Sea, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan. Okay, so it lands to the northern India, and when it comes to northern India, so moisture arrived, and we have the low temperature at the ground surface. So definitely it makes the foggy condition much more. So hope you understood. We have tried to make you understand about the western disturbances, and this western disturbances is mostly occurs in winter, and that's why in the coming time you may see the impact of western disturbances, and it also have a good region for rainfall in India during winter. And you know that in winter there is less chance of rainfall, but because of the western disturbances, rainfall is there, snowfall is there. So hope you understood. Now we will be understanding the types of fog. There are various types, and I request you to please go through these types. Okay, there is a task, there is a homework for you to understand the types, because UPSC can definitely ask you the types of the fog. So there can be the radiation fog, that is also known as ground fog, that we have discussed this. Okay, then there is a advection fog. There is a valley fog, and it is related to like mountain and valley. And there is a freezing fog. So try to decode these types, and if you have the time, I think you should have, and please put the differences in the chat box. Now we are coming to the impact of the fog, so you can generally visualize it. What will be the impact? First of all, impact on the transportation, whether it's air connectivity, whether it's like road connectivity, rail connectivity, or the ocean connectivity, because the fog directly impacts the visibility. So there can be the delay in the flights, there can be the delay in communicating railways. Okay, like we have this example, and I think on 27th of December, like 450 flights were delayed. There was a data in this article, but maybe I am forgetting, but that was the scenario. The main point is that it reduces the visibility, and because of that there is a effect on the transportation, whether it is rail, road, air, or the oceanic transportation as well. Then there is increased pollution, because in winter what happens, the air remains stable at a particular location. Okay, there is less wind flowing, and because of that, if let's say we talk about Delhi, okay, why in Delhi the pollution in winter becomes severe? Because of the winter there is no wind exchange mechanism, and whatever the pollutants or the particulate matter is there, they suddenly comes from the upper region of the atmosphere to the lower atmosphere, okay, near the ground. And apart from that, there are addition of particulate matters from the neighboring state regarding the byproducts of the agriculture and the burning. Okay, so that is one thing. So it also leads to smog. Okay, so that is the one thing. Hope you understood. Now there is another impact on agriculture and food security, because sometimes because of excessive cold, what happens, it cause the snowfall, and it can also like impact the growth of crops. So that is also can have a bigger impact on food security. And then we can have the accidents as well, like road accident, it can be the railway accident, many times we hear in the news. So these all are the impacts, and there can be various more impact. And if you have some answers, you have some dimensions, please do provide in the comment box. We will be happy to hear it. Okay, so that is the end of the session, friends. Hope you enjoyed the session. Now we have the last question, and in the last session, that is the prelims previous year paper. So pause the video and try to give correct answer. We on the daily basis try to provide you this type of question, so that you should have a practice, better understanding, and better chances to succeed in the examination. So thank you, friends, thank you very much for the participation. We will meet again in the next sort of lecture. Thank you very much.